Stephen, the game's come thick and fast. Sum up the challenge this weekend.
Well, there's a big 3 points at stake. That's the main focus for us. Obviously, Dundee have come up after last season and just finding the feet in the league, if you like. But we understand it'll be a tough game. I think last time we went here, we dropped a couple of points. So we know every away game in this league can be a different challenge, a different type of challenge. So it's one we need to be ready for. But we go in feeling good about ourselves after reaching the semi-final in midweek.
Yeah, given that then, where do you feel your team's at? I don't know if you want to, in terms of comparing it to last season or just in terms of the standards you've set for this season.
Well, look, we're always striving to get better. Even last year when we were in good form, we were always still looking to tweak and improve. And we're always going to drive these players individually and collectively. We're not going to come off them. We've got a real good group who have settled down. You know, it was tough at the beginning of the season with people returning at different times, and we had some COVID issues, some injuries. But the squad's just settling down a little bit now. We're healthy after midweek's game. We've got no new injuries to report, so things are settling a little bit. And you know, we're top of the league. We're in the last 4. The boys are doing okay, but I still feel we've got another level to go into, which is a real good place for me to be in.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Is it encouraging that you feel there's more to come and you're top and in the semi-final?
Yeah, of course. Listen, we always focus on ourselves and trying to be the best version of ourselves, but I think after a disrupted pre-season and start of the season, if you like, you know, we didn't want to talk about excuses. It was all about just worrying about us and getting better and getting closer towards our level. I feel as if we're on our way to that. But the exciting thing for me is I think there's more goals to come from us, and I still think we can tighten up slightly on the back of the Motherwell game. I thought we defended really well in midweek. You know, we never give any opportunities up, no corners, no shots on target. That's a good base and a good start. And if we do find them tweaks and that extra gear, you know, we know we can go on a real strong run, and that's the aim for everyone.
The fans got a boost this midweek with the news that Glen Kamara has signed his new deal. How important is Glen to what you plan to build the next few seasons at Rangers?
Well, look, I've said it on many occasions. It's important at a club like Rangers you try and keep your best players here for as long as possible. Now, we all understand how the club works, but Glen's someone who fits into our style really, really well. He's evolved, he's improved, he's grew a lot since we took him from Dundee. He'd obviously had a real good schooling down at Arsenal and under Neil McCann at Dundee, so we knew we were plucking a player to suit our style, if you like. But Glen's come in and worked ever so hard to improve his game, and I think it's got to a level now where people are really appreciating what type of player he is and what level he can perform at. Glen makes our 11 stronger, he makes this squad stronger, so it's obviously very pleasing news for me. It's one we've been working in the background ever so hard, so credit to the club for getting that one over the line.
And on players that have maybe came to the fore a wee bit more this season, Hagi came on the other night, was absolutely brilliant, and although his season's been curtailed a little bit so far, every time he's played, he seems to be playing with a lot more authority. Is that something that you challenged him on in the summer, to kind of really take the mantle and take the lead a bit more and become a key player?
100%. Listen, we knew the talent we were buying, and we knew the potential that Giannis had. We knew there was areas of his game that could grow and improve. But one thing you're dealing with here is you're dealing with a player who's obsessed to get better. Whether that be off the pitch, in the gymnasium, he's to the millimetre in terms of his nutrition and his diet and his professionalism. And he's someone that stays behind every single session trying to improve parts of his game. He's an absolute pleasure to work with. I think he's got a real good people around him away from here as well, who are helping support him in the game in terms of representation, in terms of his dad, which everyone knows about. And he's had a bit of a disrupted season. He took a whack on the first league game against Livingston, and he was in great form then. But he's looked after himself since he's been injured, and slowly he's got back to where we need him to be at, which is that creative tool in the final third, and we've been lacking that a little bit in certain games. So to see him come on and have such a quick impact bodes well for the up and coming games.
Hi Stephen.
Hello.
Stephen, I think you said last week that pending scan results, Ryan Kent was looking at 4 weeks. Is that confirmation of that?
I think it'll be there or thereabout, Raman. It's difficult to say whether it'll be 3.5 or 4.5. It'll depend on probably the final stages of the rehab, when he gets up to sprinting, when he gets up to going flat out kicking a ball. But we've been told it could be somewhere in between 3 to 4 weeks. So I think the earliest you see him is after international duty.
And Ryan Jack, how's he getting on?
Really good. Really good. So he's due back on the pitch any day now, and hopefully we'll get him back within a couple of weeks, back within the group, and then we can see him back playing. Ryan's desperate to come back. He's had a real frustrating time. We've been frustrated for him because he's such a key part of how we play and what we're trying to build here. So hopefully this time he can come back clean, ready, and help contribute towards the team.
Are you looking at after the international break for him all being well then?
We're not going to put a date on Ryan Jack. I think he's been out too long and missed too many games for us to put a date on it. We don't want Ryan to feel as if he's letting us down. We don't want to let the fans down if we get that date wrong. So it's just going to be one where we'll be patient with him and we'll get him back when he's ready. That's the key thing, yeah.
And back to the Kamara deal. Obviously in the last couple of years, Rangers have virtually eliminated accurate speculation about your transfer targets. Working in that environment, does that make you a lot more relaxed about those players who are coming to the end of their current deals with Rangers?
No, I think as the manager of this club, you have to respect where people are at. I'm not going to be a manager who forces people to do something that they're not ready to do. All we can do is, if we want to keep players, make them respectable offers, and hope that they're on the same page and they agree with that. I tend to leave Ross Wilson to do his job, and the players' representations. Once we agree that we want to extend the deal or we want to keep a player, I say to Ross, over to you, and Ross does his magic. That's as simple as it is. I was always confident with Glen Kamara because I feel this is the right place for Glen. I still think Glen can go again. I think there's more to come from Glen. I think he's happy. He's been smiling around the place. He's in great form. The noises that were coming out of the stable, even though it was a patient one, Glen has always made it clear that he's happy here. Rangers has been good for Glen. Glen's been good for Rangers. So it's a really strong relationship. But sometimes as a manager, you've just got to be patient and let it run its course. And that's what's happened here. But I had confidence we could get there in the end.
In terms of the Motherwell game, the ball was in play, in active play, for only 39 minutes. Do you think that the referee and officials are doing enough to clamp down on some of the time wasting we've seen this season?
Well, look, I don't think you can just blame officials or point fingers in their direction. I think as a club, you have a decision at the beginning of the season. Do you want to use multi-ball or do you not want to use multi-ball? I think it's quite clear, and I'm sure you guys will be able to find out. At Rangers, we decide to use multi-ball because we're all paid to watch or play or provide entertainment for the supporters. So we want the ball on the pitch as much as possible. We don't want the ball to go out for corners or throw-ins. We actually want to play football. If other teams decide not to use multi-ball, or if managers decide to jump over the ball or waste time, that's on them. We don't waste time. We play football and we want the ball on the pitch as much as possible. We chose to use multi-ball.